Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Nobody Asked This podcast. Now, full transparency, again, we are on the road. We've made quite a habit of this mobile episode business. I have taken a wrong turn. I have corrected it, and I'm happy to report that I am now at the point that I was about 5 minutes ago. So really, everything's looking up. And it wasn't because I was distracted recording a podcast. I was just being stupid. I'm on a road. I take, not all the time. Do you know you have, the way that you drive, and then there's, like plan B? I'm on my, plan B road. Also, apologies if you can't hear me as well. I do have the air conditioning going, but I also am in about 3 layers. I'm in a t-shirt. Then I'm also in a plaid shirt situation, and then I did throw a hoodie over top of that. Just because I wasn't really, I was kind of cold during the day. Here's the thing. There's nothing worse than when the temperature on the outside does not match the temperature on the inside. Now, no one knows that better than me for multiple reasons. One, on the outside, I am about a 3, so rather cold. On the inside, I feel like I'm nice. I'm probably a 6 in terms of personality. So, not great on either front, but not, in direct alignment outside versus in. So there's that. Also, I'm just someone that's continuously freezing. I'm always cold, always complaining it's cold, always asking other people if they're cold. I'm is this just me or is it cold? Again, 50-50 answers sometimes, but listen, we're gonna make it work. We're gonna throw on a hoodie when we need to. We're gonna put on the air conditioning when we need to, and we're gonna do both sometimes, because sometimes you just kind of want to record your podcast before it gets too late, because you have to go home and cook dinner, even though what you're planning on having for dinner is mainly all prepared from the store. I just put together that the word prepared, excuse me, there's a truck, is prepared. That's kind of funny. Good to know. I also feel like my voice is going out a little bit. I don't feel as loud as I normally do. Normally, me competing against the freeway is not as much of a matchup as it is appearing to be today. But don't worry, if you're missing every other word, or you're not hearing much, I'm not actually saying anything relevant. So there is that. But yeah, I hope everyone has had the best week, or at least a decent week. No pressure for it to have been the best. But yeah, we're moving along. We're about halfway. This is crazy. We're halfway through June. I don't know how I feel about that emotionally, spiritually, physically. That just doesn't sound like it should be the case. Dollar drinks are officially back at that restaurant that we don't name, but you know what I mean, that one. I don't know why I don't name them, but whatever. I just, I'm done giving brands free advertising. Now, when I say brands, normally the brands I talk about are fast food chains. So Wendy's doesn't necessarily need my 2 cents, nor will they give me any money. So it's kind of this back and forth, I'm yeah, sure, I'll talk about your new grilled cheeseburger or whatever, but are you gonna pay me for it? Probably not. Am I still gonna mention it? Yes. I did see that. For everyone that doesn't know, just now that I've brought it up, Wendy's has what they're calling a grilled cheeseburger. Now, I was confused because I was okay, is it a cheeseburger that is grilled? But aren't all your burgers grilled? I didn't get what was happening. It seemed quite like they were reinventing the wheel. But no, it is a burger where the buns of the burger, top bun, bottom bun, are grilled cheese sandwiches. Now, here's the thing. In theory, it's oh, that's cool. That's something new and different. But in not theory, how do you say that? In practice, it's just 2 extra pieces of bread that they've shoved into a cheeseburger that probably doesn't need extra bread. not for health reasons, just for life reasons. You know what I mean? Like, it's just more bread. Now, what I would be very much interested in is just that grilled cheese part. So if they want to add that to the menu, that would be great. Because they've taken that away at other establishments that, we're not going to name. We've already dropped the W, the Wendy's. But yeah, anyway, everyone go to Wendy's, use code Nobody Asked for This to get a free 0% off coupon for your next grilled cheeseburger while supplies last. While supplies last, that's an interesting... I feel like they're always saying that. That's like a different version of... what do they love to say on TV? 8/7 Central. Like, no one actually knows what that means. Also, full transparency, I am now parked. I'm no longer mobile. But of course, where I've parked, there's like a big truck trying to back up. So really, there's no hope for this episode. There's absolutely no hope. Let me roll down a window. It's getting kind of warm. My go-to is usually roll down the window before I'll take off my hoodie. I will do everything to avoid taking off a hoodie. Because it's just not fun, especially when you have a seatbelt on and you're trying to maneuver. And that's the thing about me, is if I'm sitting in a car, I will have my seatbelt on, which is nothing to be ashamed of. I'm very proud of that, We got to practice safety. Now, does it 100% make sense that I have a seatbelt while I'm sitting in a parked car with not even the key in the ignition? Not really. Have I ever claimed to make sense? Once or twice I've claimed that, but not often. Not often. Anyway, I hope everyone has had a great week. This is officially, we are in the midst of the 3rd year anniversary. I don't know how you say that. The 3rd anniversary of the Nobody Asked for This podcast. And to celebrate, I'm feeling like I'm going to release probably one of the lower tier episodes, being this one, just sort of based on how things are going. But, sometimes that is how the cookie crumbles. We're going to say next week is can you still hear this truck? I can't believe it. I mean, I can. It's like I'm parked outside a place of business. Not my place of business, but a place of business. I actually don't think I'm supposed to be parked where I'm parked. It's like a parking thing that you have to be a member of, and I can't say that I am. So maybe that's my karma. Also, I don't know why my throat is very dry today, and feel like I'm screaming, but I've also never been quieter, so don't know what to make of that. Again, I'm just sort of listing qualities. At this point, I'm really just playing like I Spy almost, which is not the best game to play in audio format, but that's fine. Anyway, I hope everyone has had a great June. Again, apparently we're halfway through. Not quite sure how that happened. At this point, just bring on September. I don't need July. August can come and go like it normally does. I'm ready for pumpkin spice. I'm ready for pumpkin pie. I don't own Ugg boots. I'll buy Ugg boots if that'll make it come faster. I'm ready. I feel like I always wish away whatever season we're currently in until it's over, and then I'm like, oh man, I don't mind spring. I finally get an appreciation for the season once it passed. 'Tis the season. So the other day I was like, you know what, spring is not so bad. And it's well, that sucks that you just realized that, because now you have another 10 months, 9 months, whatever it is, until spring comes back. Sorry, I just remembered stuff that I have to add to my grocery list. Dill pickles, or any sort of pickle. I love pickles. I'm a lifelong pickle eater, but I don't fully understand the different types. What is a bread and butter pickle? That's the sweet ones, right? I don't like those. What else do I need? Do I need napkins? I don't think so. Are napkins bad? I know paper straws are bad, but, like, are napkins, like, because they're technically single use? What was I going to Google? Bread and butter pickles. The real tragedy is I am very low on pickles I bought from Costco. I've talked about before how you know that something's going discontinued at Costco when you see the little star. I saw a little star on these jar of pickles, so I bought like 2 or 3 like huge jars that take up so much space in the fridge, unfortunately, but like you gotta do what you gotta do. Half of my fridge is like pickles and hot sauce. And then I wonder why my stomach always hurts. Regardless, I'm like really low on the jar, and because it's huge, like I don't like keep tabs on like, oh, how much do I have left? But I stuck my hand in there the other day. Don't worry, it was clean, and I'm also the only one that eats those. But I stuck my hand in there the other day, and it like, what I was feeling, what I was bobbing for was not the amount of pickles that I would feel most comfortable feeling the presence of. Yeah, I'm still not getting bread and butter. Like, there's not butter in it, is there? Why are they called bread and butter pickles? Do you put them on like a sweet... Like, I need like a spicy pickle. Bread and butter pickles are called that because of their history as a simple, affordable sandwich filling during the Great Depression. Oh, wait, that's not where I was going. I thought it's because they take the place of butter in bread. But it says, early pickle sellers like Omar and Cora Fanning bartered them for basic staples like... bartered them for... I was like, battered, that sounds delicious. Bartered them for basic staples like bread and butter. The pickles themselves are often sweet and sour. That's confusing. And when paired with butter on bread, they offer a satisfying and easy meal. I am all about a satisfying and easy meal. Do I buy bread and butter pickles? I like more of a dill. Can I get a dill bread and butter pickles? Or I guess I could do... Like, do they have spicy bread and butter pickles? Like, telling me the origin story, like, that doesn't actually give any answers. All I know is that my Famous Dave sweet and spicy pickle chips from Costco, large size, shout out, are running out. I don't know who Famous Dave is. Let's Google it. Famous Dave's. Oh, it's a restaurant. Who is Dave? I feel like anytime I Google a restaurant or like a chain or anything like that, once you get to the Wikipedia, you're able to just find out that the same conglomerate owns every restaurant. Like, if you scroll back, if you look far enough up the chain, it's all the same people. Like, one person just owns, like, this is fast food. Not fan food. It's fast food. I had no idea that Famous Dave's was not just a pickle brand making apparently bread and butter pickles, because I Googled bread and butter pickles and that is literally the brand that I was eating. What's that other pickle brand? Let's rank pickle brands. Doesn't that sound like a fun idea for a podcast? I like... Well, my number one favorite pickle brand is whatever one's on sale, because I can't really tell the difference. I really liked Costco had, like... what type of cut do I like? Obviously, like, a chip is nice in a sandwich, because it's, like, just kind of smaller, maybe a bit crunchy. I don't like soggy pickles, which is funny that something that's, like, lives in water can be not soggy. Like, how can it still be crunchy? I don't mind, like, a big pickle. Do you know what? I like a sphere. No, that's circle. what is that called? Not a sphere, oh my god, a spear with a P. I like a spear. I know everyone loves the gherkins. I know that. Or the corn crunchions or whatever they call them, but it's not my favorite. It's not. I don't, I'll eat them. I will not say no to one. But it's not my favorite. Again, and I don't love sweet pickles. That's also not my favorite. Maybe I'll buy some pickle spears today. And the problem with buying pickles, to be honest, like just to say my piece, they have to store them more in the refrigerated section because, I'm a Gen Z. Like if I want something, I want something now. And eating a warm pickle just isn't the same. And if I had no dignity, I would be naming this episode Warm Pickle. Should I do that? Warm pickles, plural, doesn't seem as wild to me. Yeah, see, sweet gherkins. I'm not the biggest fan of that. And I'm telling you, like, pickles can get quite expensive. It's borderline ridiculous. Like, you can get, obviously you can get, like, whatever brand, like, from the, like, supermarket, store brand, again, what I get. But, like, if you really want to go for, like, the fancy, extra, like, it has someone's grandma on the cover, pickles, that's, like, $20. Or, like, a honey mustard pickle. There's nothing like the joy I get when I see that sale tag. Do you know at the grocery store when something's about to, like, go off? That's very British of me. When something's about to, like, expire and they mark it down. There's nothing like finding something that you were almost going to pay full price for and then you see the 30% off and you're like, amazing, let's do it. And you're still paying like $15 for a jar of pickles, but it could be, it's better than paying $20 for a jar of pickles. That could be your reality. I'm excited. Although I think I've been eating too much like vinegary stuff. I incorporate lots of like pickled things. Whether that be, a pickle or like a banana peppers. I've really overdone with the banana peppers. Or like I love a pepperoncini, if you want to be fancy. Anything in a vinegar-based substance. Or like crunchy. Or spicy. Again, my poor stomach. I have also been drinking black coffee for 10 years. So, there's that. Like, I don't know how much longer we can take. I don't know how much Activia yogurt I'm going to have to start participating in order to rectify what's been happening. But to be honest, in the stomach department, like, not too bad. Not too bad. I'm not like, I don't spend so much time on the toilet. And I also don't need to be telling you how much time I spend on the toilet. No one signed up for that. Nobody asked for that. Also, you know what else nobody asked for? The sound of my voice. Why do I feel like I have no voice? Not like spiritually, like physically. Now I'm just on Instacart looking. Oh, you know what else I love? I love a pickled beet. Okay. Something happened and I lost the last 4 minutes of podcast. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I clicked. I left you at I love a pickled beet, which I do. So I don't know what to repeat in terms of what you missed, because I'm sure I said stuff that was very important, but we're just going to leave it. But yes, this jar of pickled beets, maybe I try those. I also love a condiment where it's a bunch of different, maybe there's an eggplant and then some peppers And it's like spicy. I don't know what you would call that. Like, it's not antipasto, but it kind of is. Again, anything vinegary. I essentially eat the diet of like a pregnant person. Like, I feel like you always hear about like, oh, I craved vinegary foods. I'm like, yeah, that's me. Sign me up for that. So I have some palate, let me tell you. Oh, the truck's back. This is really fun. Instacart is suddenly becoming my favorite app. You really can just scroll. It's like you're grocery shopping, but on your phone. Which is probably the exact pitch that the people at Instacart gave to whomever they pitched to. And I guess they were successful. Okay, I'm in a scenario now, excuse me, where I've started to make a digital shopping list, but I've also made a physical shopping list. What I'll do is when I, have to do my grocery shops, I'll write out by hand and then just take a picture of my list. But I've also now started a separate list on my phone. So that's fun. So now I have to, look at two lists, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to promise you something, I'm still going to forget. I will still forget something. That's like my signature. I'm always like leaving my crap everywhere. I feel like like the tooth fairy. Like I'll be at a friend's house and I'm like, because I'm always bringing stuff, like not, I wasn't saying that to brag, but I'm always like, oh, here, let's try this, let's try that. Like here's a container. And then I'll bring like 90% of my stuff back. But you want to be a good guest. So you're like, here, keep this, leave this. And they're like, yeah, I actually don't want your notebook. I don't need that. You are in fact not considered rude to, not leave without your notebook. There was nothing worse. Like me learning that like it was inappropriate to bring something to a party and then like take it back. Like when I was younger and my mom would make something, we're not really like party people, but like if we went to like a family gathering, I didn't really realize that like you're not really supposed to bring back like the cake that you brought. But I'm like, Mom, I want more cake. Like, you make this cake once a year and there's like leftovers, and I know cousin whoever and uncle whomever like aren't gonna eat it. Like it's just gonna sit there. And she's like, well, no, we can't take back what we brought. And I'm like, well, unless we can. But don't worry, we never did. And now I would never do that because I've been brainwashed. I don't know at what point you get brainwashed into like, is it brainwashed or is it being socialized? A little bit of both. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I am at on that. I will say I am starting to get a little bit warm because I do have most of the windows up on a hot day in a hoodie. I wonder what I talked about on those lost minutes. That happens to be quite frequently. When you record your podcast on your iPhone, that is 5 years old, 6 years old, potentially 7 years old. Like my iPhone is fully in like grade school at this point. Like stuff happens, like it cuts out. One day we're going to release, the Nobody Asked for This podcast, the lost files. Now the problem is I don't have access to those files because they are, how you say, lost. I never watched that show. I heard it was good though. Maybe I need to tune in. Okay, I'm fully at a point where I've seen people arrived at this grocery store after me and exit before me. So I'm going to go do my grocery shopping. Sorry that this is a bit of a shorter one. But like technically like we lost some time there. It's just like in the ether. But I'm going to leave you with this. If you like what you've heard, you can go to podcastnobodyaskedforthis.podbean.com. On there you can find links to everything. All of it. All at once. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. We're on other places. And have been for nearly 3 years. And if you've been a part of this journey, thank you. Here's to another 3 at most. That'll be the title of the next episode. Anyway, if you have listened to this, I really do appreciate it. Again, podcast nobodyaskthis.podbean.com. Listen to more or don't. No pressure. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you next week for the 3-year extravaganza. Goodbye.